I'm interviewed by 6PR's Bruce Welsh on the birth of AI, what AI can do for both businesses and the individual, where AI is going next, and what are some of the risks and benefits of AI.
Alrighty, so back in 1983, the internet was born, I believe, and in those early days, we're all amazed at what we could do and find on the internet. It certainly meant it was the death of the door-to-door encyclopedia salesman, that's for sure. However, I don't think then we thought how it would become part of our daily life, but it certainly has, and since then, there's been the development of social media, only a fun thing. That's never going to be part of life, is it? And then again, we got into apps, and now, these days you can't get around without your phone, without the internet, without an app, without social media. It's become part of our lifestyle. And now here we go with another one called AI. Now, we all know that it's artificial intelligence. How is it going to affect our lives? And interestingly, how is it going to affect business and the way we do things? As we mentioned earlier on, already a news team in a radio station in Poland is completely AI, helping us hopefully to catch up with all of this technology. We welcome to the catch up today, Lee Hopkins. Hello, Lee. How are you?
Shut up in your face.
Well, I guess at least you people in the technology world have a bit of a sense of humour. Mate, let's start at the beginning, shall we? What is AI?
Okay, artificial intelligence has been around for a long time, but never hit the mainstream. Now it's hit the mainstream, and it basically enables you to kind of do all the drudgery that you would have to have teams and teams of people doing. Now you can free up those teams to be far more creative, and all the dull, boring stuff is taken care of by computers.
Okay, so what we're finding at the moment is a lot of people are using it for writing things. They'll, put stuff in, and it's being used at this stage, with due respect to the people that do it, for a bit of fun, where they can create a whole story. They create a song even. I've had one created for myself by Hurricane, one of the panel operators here. He's written a whole song and had it produced, all done by computers. Like the person that's singing is not a real person. The musicians playing the tune are not real. So the applications that we're seeing at the moment is more like the early applications of the internet in much more fun terms than actual productive terms.
Well, yes and no. Yes, in terms of you can do some really fun stuff with it. You can write books, poems, sonnets, all sorts of stuff. You can create images of people that don't exist and put them into situations that don't exist. It's good, fun stuff. But you're right in that there's a business application as well. And that business application is such that you can save your company lots and lots of dollars if you use the right tool in the right way. But you and I probably go back to the 70s, Bruce. And in the 70s, there was a code, or a word, I should say, that computer programmers lived and died by. And that word was GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. And here in today's AI world, if you write a really bad prompt, which is the prompt is the instructions to the computer to do something. If you write a really bad prompt, you won't get any good results. So if you went to, for example, ChatGPT, and you said to ChatGPT, write me a novel. Well, ChatGPT would go away and write you a novel, but you'd never even be able to give it to a friend to read because it would be just garbage. But if you tell ChatGPT or Claude or any of these writing tools to write me something, and you specify in a big long prompt what exactly you want, who the characters are, and all sorts of background material, it will go away and create you something far better.
So obviously more detail in, more detail out. So if we're talking about an application, I've just thought of while sitting here, if I wanted a business plan written for a particular business, I could certainly put in all of the details that I had, whether that be in my head or what I had researched, and it will print out a fairly detailed, accurate business plan. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely. Go to ChatGPT, put in your parameters and in the prompt, and just be amazed that with 30 seconds later, you will have a business plan, or if you want a marketing plan, plan or social media plan, whatever. It'll spit it out in about 30 seconds, and you could have a whole year's worth of content that the Claude and ChatGPT and all these other tools will spit out, and they're brilliant.
So how far, you said it's been around for many years. How long has it been around, and how far down in the path of development of AI are we? I just said that there's a radio station in Poland using it for their news reports, but, how far down are we? Is there still quite a way for the development to go?
Oh, goodness me, yes. In terms of where it's come from, I guess, it's been in academia since the 60s. But in terms of how we can use it in the business world or in the social world, probably around about the time that social media came into being for business, 2004, you probably had the stirrings of AI as organizations tried to grapple with it and make use of it. Now, in those days, of course, it was only the big corporates with lots and lots of research dollars behind them who could spend the time coding and playing and figuring out exactly what they wanted. Now it's reached a stage where the common man and woman can hop behind their monitor, type away, and create something that just did not exist before. But where it's going is even more fascinating, because if you look at the two big players in this game, which was Claude for writing text and text that human beings enjoyed reading, and ChatGPT, which was great at business stuff. The leap forward, every iteration of Claude and every iteration of ChatGPT just pushed 10 times forward. Now, we're at the stage where artificial intelligence can actually control your monitor and your mouse. So it can do things that it sees on your screen and chop and change and adjust, and you don't have to do anything.
So while we're talking about that, let's talk about AI and its use in the bot world, so to speak. There was a GP that won an award over here that was talking earlier on, and of course the discussion went to Dr. Google, and are there dangers there with these bots in relation to misinformation?
Some bots, yes, I agree, they are. Because they go to Google for information, or they do their own search of the web, but they do a search of the layperson's web. But there are bots like consensus.ai, which search the databases, the academic databases. They've got access. And so they can find up-to-the-minute research that's being done by academicians, nice word, and
I'll write that down.
A good American word, they're academicians, right. By academics, and they can find the latest research and give you back answers. For example, now radiographers are looking at having to retrain because AI is far better and far quicker than those with manual skills. They've done tests with humans looking at whether a real life GP or a bot gives better customer service. And the bedside manner of bots completely wipe off the floor the humans.
But I guess one thing to always be safe is obviously get a second opinion. If you're going to go down the bot process, either introduce human intervention or alternatively get another bot's opinion, I guess.
Well, there's no harm in getting a second opinion from another bot, because even the bots themselves say there's a disclaimer at the bottom of their web pages saying that this might not be 100% accurate, get a professional opinion. But, you can go to Perplexity, for example, and ask a query of Perplexity, and it will spit out something. And then you go back and you ask Perplexity, okay, you've just written this for me. Go back and verify all the things you said. Give me the links to the research which, backs that up. And correct any mistakes you've made or bits you've made up. And it does. So the second time round, it gives you a far tighter, more accurate response.
So on that note, you said that obviously as it develops, the costs come down. It's getting more affordable for using businesses like yourself to be able to help with business out there that want to progress into the AI use world, I guess.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, all these tools cost maybe maximum $300 US a year. But I wouldn't recommend anyone buy a year-long subscription. I would do it month by month because the industry is growing so fast and new tools are being introduced all the time that micro-specialize, that if you lock yourself in for a 12-month contract, you could be just wasting money because something newer and better has come along.
It's an interesting field.
It's tiny money.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's an interesting field that obviously we're going to grow into as we have done with the internet and socials and apps, and we'll get a better understanding as time goes on. But I do thank you for your time today, Lee.
Oh, Bruce, it's been a pleasure.
And we'll get a better understanding as time goes on. But I do thank you for your time today, Lee.
Oh, Bruce, it's been a pleasure.